In this video, I will present an overview of the Archetype language. So Archetype is a high-level programming language that is dedicated to the programming of smart contracts on Tezos. It also includes a formal specification language that facilitates the formal verification of smart contracts. The core of the team is composed of 4 people. Diego is functional director. He's a founding member of Tezos, and he used to be the scientific director of the Tezos Foundation, and he is a co-founder of Nomadic Lab and founder of GoEnzyme. Pierre is the scientific director. He is a senior lecturer at the Polytechnic School in Paris. He's a member of the LIX research lab from Polytechnic, and he's an expert in formal cryptography, working on projects like EasyCrypt and Jasmine. Guillaume is the main developer. He's the co-founder of Educera and the technical lead of Completion. And finally, Benoit is the project manager and developer of Completion. He's the co-founder of Educera and director of Completion. The Completion service was created to help companies with their Tezos-based project, and it includes a set of great tools built around the Archetype language, as well as direct assistance provided to companies during the development of their Tezos-based projects. Archetype, the language, was designed based on the analysis of the functional needs of smart contracts. The team spent time analyzing dozens of existing smart contracts. This strongly guided the design choices of the Archetype language. So, for example, a number of syntax elements are dedicated to simplifying execution conditions. New types have been added beyond the types offered by Michelson, for example, rational numbers and durations. And a data container with a rich API inspired by SQL has been added, built on top of the maps and records from Michelson. As a result, Archetype smart contracts are very short, high level, and have a low risk of bugs. They are easy to write and read, which makes them easy to maintain and evolve. Let's see a number of characteristics of the language. It's a procedural language that has type inference. The syntax is similar to TypeScript, with the addition of pattern matching on enum and option types. It's developed in OCaml, and all the types and API of Michelson are available. And finally, it compiles to Michelson. Completion offers a number of tools to help build projects on the Tezos blockchain. It includes Archetype, a high-level smart contract language, as we just discussed. Also, a VS Code extension to provide a comfortable experience when developing using Archetype. A command line interface that simplifies the interaction with contracts. A JavaScript library to develop test scenarios. A large number of contract templates to help you get started quickly. A collection of 10 examples of dApps. And a website with a great documentation and a number of technical guides about the creation of dApps, specifications, etc. The VS Code extension guarantees a comfortable experience in the VS Code IDE. It includes support for syntax highlighting, syntax and type error highlighting, VS Code compilation commands to Michelson as well as to YML, and launching of Y3 on a given property of the specification. The command line interface, included in Completion, offers a simplified system to manage accounts and nodes to access the blockchain. It makes it easier to interact with contracts, for example, for deployments and calls. A node can easily be selected in a predefined list, or it can be added manually, either for testing or mainnet. So you can just write completion tcli switch endpoints, and they will display a list of endpoints that you can select from. Similarly, the account can be selected in a list of registered accounts. So you type completion CLI switch account, and you can select an account among a list of pre-registered accounts. And to deploy a contract, you simply type completion CLI deploy and the name of the contract. And to call a contract, you call completion CLI call, the name of your contract, the entry point, and then the amount of tests you want to transfer. Completion also offers tools for test scenarios, which can be prepared with a dedicated JavaScript library. And it uses the same settings of nodes and accounts that are prepared with the command line interface. So that makes it quite convenient. For a test node, the use of a sandbox is strongly suggested to minimize the difference between the test environment and the pre-production and production environment. The command line interface includes a pre-configured sandbox So after installing Completium, all you need to do is run Completium CLI start sandbox, then Completium CLI set endpoint sandbox to point your interface to the sandbox, and then you can stop it with Completium CLI stop sandbox. That's it. Completium also comes with 10 examples of dApps that can help you understand everything about dApps in a set of key domains such as decentralized finance, tokens, payment, etc. Each dApp is open source, deployed and documented, including a presentation of its architecture, a user guide, a technical guide to understand the interaction with the smart contract, and the documented source code of the smart contract. They're all based on a React.js dApp template that includes a button to connect to the wallet temple and a configuration panel to configure the node, contract, network. We invite you to check the Completium website to have a look at these 10 examples. The Archetype documentation website includes a language reference and a documentation of each of the features of the language. And similarly, the Completium website regroups all of the documentation of the set of tools and makes it possible to deploy some contracts templates in a single click. It includes a writing guide for writing formal specifications, an Archetype language tutorial, and examples of test scenarios. So again, we strongly invite you to take a look at this website and get some idea of what is available. Finally, the Completium team can help you complete your project successfully. It can provide training, work on custom-made smart contracts for your company, provide smart contract verification service, including the writing of specifications and the verification of your contract. It offers the creation of a verification certificate, and it can also help with the design and development of dApps and the graphic design of the dApp user interfaces. So feel free to contact Edukura at the address below, or you can even call this phone number.